the first round of vaccinations, Milan, did not see walk-in vaccinations, and extremely important to point out to our viewers this time around that walk-in vaccinations have been allowed by the government, isn't it?
Definitely, Sneha. This will be the first time that people will be allowed to go to the eligible vaccination centers as walk-ins as well. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out in the government hospitals as well as in the private ones. But certainly, along with the walk-ins, as you just mentioned, that people would be able to book appointments. One person or one phone, let's say, can book at least 4 appointments. So that is being done considering, 4 members probably in a family or so, of whom 2 would be the elder members who would be able to book appointments on the app. Well, at 9 a.m. is when the app will be opened to the public so that they can book appointments at the nearest center and then check with the timing that they have been told to go. In Delhi, for example, the vaccination centers will begin vaccinating from 12 noon today, and that is a buffer time that has been given to the centers to get ready for the inoculation of the 60-plus-year-olds, even the 45-plus with comorbidities. The government has also said that at the vaccination center, you can show any identity proof, which may include an Aadhaar card or a driver's license or a ration card. Any of these ID proofs would be acceptable. And also the fact that if you are 45, above the age of 45 and with comorbidities, you must carry some sort of proof that you are taking medication for either diabetes or hypertension or any sort of heart ailment, any sort of breathing issues, etc. Whatever may be your comorbidity that is listed as eligible comorbidities, you should carry 1 or 2 prescriptions to show that. And that would make the vaccination process very easy. But remember, Sneha, today we will likely see a lot of ministers as well as state ministers and union ministers also come forward to take the vaccine in many states. And that would also send out a positive message to give an impetus to India's inoculation drive, which by now has been a bit slower as compared to where we should be. The targets are less. But certainly on a positive note, with the day that's begun when the Prime Minister has taken the first shot of Covaxin, it is likely that the momentum will spill over to the people and also those who are hesitant about taking the vaccine still.
Absolutely. And Milan, obviously even now as we speak, there are concerns within the government still that there is some amount of vaccine hesitancy even now, though from the very beginning, from the 16th of January up until now, a portion of that problem has been addressed. There has been active communication from the Union Health Ministry who have said that, see, both of these vaccines are safe, so there should not be any choice that should be given to any people, and that also is something that we are going to see when the registrations happen. No choice to people when it comes to the vaccine, isn't it?
Yes, as we've been saying that you can choose your vaccine center, but you can't choose your vaccine. And that is not a choice that the government is giving the people right now, Sneha, considering the fact that we only have 2 vaccines at this point of time that have been approved by the government, which is Bharat Biotech's indigenously made Covaxin and Serum Institute of India and Oxford AstraZeneca's vaccine Covishield. Well, Covishield has shown efficacy data for phase-3 as well, and they have done UK trials as well, and the vaccine has been proven as safe with the immunogenicity and efficacy of more than 62%. Covaxin, yes, there are questions about the data, but the government feels at this point of time that taking the vaccine and stopping the virus in its path is more important than the phase-3 clinical trial data, which a lot of hesitant people have been asking forward. But with the Prime Minister taking this Covaxin shot, should dispel rumors as well as questions about taking Covaxin, because the vaccines are absolutely safe, and both of them, if taken for 60-plus population, whether it's Covishield or Covaxin, should not make a difference. The only point here is that the 60-plus vulnerable category population we saw were most susceptible to catching the virus, as well as deaths were being reported in this category of people should stop. And that is why if you need to move forward in your life and step out to do your work now, the vaccine needs to be taken. Of course, the efficacy of the vaccine will only begin after the second shot, and that too 10 days after the second shot. So yes, COVID appropriate behavior also, Sneha, very important. People should continue to wear masks and people should continue to follow social distancing norms as well, even post taking the vaccine.
Yes, absolutely. Be with us. Important story this morning we are tracking as India begins the second phase of the vaccination drive. That's those visuals on your screen of the Prime Minister taking the first shot against COVID-19 as he becomes eligible today. Those above the age of 60 are eligible to take the vaccine from today onwards. That one decision, Milan, of the Prime Minister to go to AIIMS this morning before the drive actually starts is to send out a message that I am eligible today. I have not jumped the queue. I've taken the vaccine. I've waited for my turn and I've taken the vaccine that has raised the maximum questions about efficacy. It is safe. We've been saying it and here I am taking it.
Yes, Neha, and that is the kind of momentum that will spill over to the public as well, because remember that the Prime Minister had already said that clearly when it is his turn and when it is the turn of the 60-plus-year-olds, they will be taking the vaccine. He had specifically asked ministers not to cut corners while the country was inoculating the corona warriors, which is the essential workers as well as the healthcare workers, the doctors, the nurses, the paramedic staff and everybody who's worked in hospitals day and night to make sure that COVID-19 deaths do not happen, and taken care of so many people during the time of the pandemic. So that was a very important message that went out from the Prime Minister, that once the healthcare workers are inoculated and the frontline workers are inoculated, we will begin the drive for those who are eligible, and that eligible category was 60 plus and 45 plus. Although the addition of the 45 plus category is good news, because earlier the government was only going to inoculate the 50 plus age-year-olds, but now with the flexibility of those who can be eligible for a vaccine, it's good news as people can step forward and take an appointment on the Covaxin app after 9 a.m. when the app will be open for the public, so that they can also take the jab and feel that, they are safer, because the Prime Minister taking the first shot at AIIMS today this morning at 7 a.m. clearly sends out a positive and strong message that as the head of state, as a leader of the country, I have taken the first shot. So there should not be any hesitancy and any vaccine hesitancy in the minds of others for taking the shot and coming forward to stop the coronavirus pandemic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Milan, thanks for getting us up to speed with that. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you through the day as you get us more details on the second phase of the vaccination drive that has started essentially with the Prime Minister, interestingly, taking the shot against COVID-19. That continues to be our top focus right here